Hello again, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. So in today's video, we're going to talk about order of operations. We're going to talk about evaluating. So you might see a word up here that you think is spelled wrong. You might be used to seeing PEMDAS, but actually I've changed it to GEMDAS, and it's not an idea that I alone came up with. In fact, I think over in England they use this pretty much exclusively instead of PEMDAS. G stands for grouping. It's more general than parentheses. Parentheses is very specific, but grouping could be any type of grouping. Okay, if you look at number 2, there's a bracket. Well, it's just a different type of grouping than parentheses. It means the same thing. Okay, grouping can also be on a fraction. Look at number 1. Right, that fraction bar tells me I need to do all that stuff on top first before I divide, because it's everything that's divided by 3. So it's another way to group stuff together is with a fraction. Okay, so everything else is the same that you probably remember: exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Remember, multiplication, division, just go left to right. Addition, subtraction, just go left to right. Okay, it doesn't matter which order for those two: multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, so let's take a look at problem 1. All right, looks pretty straightforward. I've got this fraction which tells me I need to do the top of the fraction separately from the bottom before I can divide. Okay, so I also have parentheses, so I have a grouping there. So I'm going to do inside the parentheses first. So that's going to be 2 times 10 minus 4 is 6, and that's divided by 3. And then now I can do the top of the fraction. 2 times 6 is 12 divided by 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So notice I got the whole top of the fraction done first before I divided by 3. Okay, now let's take a look at number 2. In number 2, we've got a little bit more complicated. There's these two different types of grouping symbols, kind of brackets and then parentheses. Right? So when that happens, we work from the inside out. So I need to do this inside stuff first. Okay, so let's see. When I do that, what I want to do is rewrite the whole problem and make each step a little simpler than the previous. So I'm not doing anything with the -5 yet, but on the inside, I'm going to do 3 squared is 9 minus, and then I know that multiplication comes before the subtraction, so I have to do the 2 times 3 first is 6. Okay, now I can simplify the 9 minus 6, so I get -5 parenthesis 9 minus 6 is 3 bracket, and here I can just multiply those. That's going to give me -15. I don't need that bracket anymore, so my answer is just -15. And then let's take a look at number 3. In number 3 here, okay, again, we got a little more complicated. I do see some parentheses, so that's my grouping symbol. We'll deal with that first. Okay, you can also, this 8, and then there's a minus sign, and then there's this 4 times -5 plus 7 part, and then the plus side, and then the 15 divided by 3. So with the 15 divided by 3, I can do that on the same step as I do the inside of these parentheses here. So I'm like being more efficient when I do that. So I got 8 minus 4 times -5 plus 7 is 2 plus, and then 15 divided by 3, I can do that and get 5. Okay, now here's a big part here that's important, right? Multiplication comes before subtraction. It's very easy to try to do the 8 minus 4 first, but that's not what you do yet. You've got to multiply 4 times 2. So now I'm going to get 8 minus 4 times 2 is 8 plus 5. And now I can just go left to right. 8 minus 8 is 0 plus 5, which is a total of 5. Okay, so those are some order of operation problems. Now we're going to talk about evaluating. So when a problem asks you to evaluate, what it really wants you to do is to determine the value of an expression. Okay, so we have a couple examples down here. And the directions say for problems 4 and 5, let x equal -4 and y equal 3. So the first thing we're going to do in both of these problems is we're going to substitute. Which means anytime I see an x, I need to replace it with -4. I always use parentheses for that. And anytime I see a y, I'm going to replace it with 3. And again, always use parentheses when you do substitution. Okay, so let's check out a problem here. For number 4, we're letting x equal -4 and y equal 3. So, well, this problem doesn't even have a y. So just anytime I see x, I'm going to plug in -4. So let's do this. 4 parentheses, x is -4. So I plug in -4. And then plus 3 times 2 minus parentheses -4. Okay, so now I've substituted. Now it's kind of like the problems above. I've just got to evaluate. I've got to use my order of operations. So I can do 4 times -4 and get -16 plus. Here I have to do the inside of the parentheses first. So this says 2 minus -4. That's like plus plus positive. So that becomes 2 plus 4 is 6. So that becomes 6. And now it's -16 plus 3 times 6 is 18. -16 plus 18 is 2. So my answer there is 2. Okay. And then for number 5, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to replace x's with -4 and y's with 3. Okay. Is it 3? Yeah, it's 3. Okay. So 8 plus 5 times -4 over -2 times 3 plus x is -4 and y is 3. So again, notice I've just replaced all the x's and y's with -4s and 3s. And now I'm going to evaluate, okay? Just like above, here's some more grouping. 8 plus 5 times -4. I got to do the top of that fraction first, okay? So that's going to be 8 minus 20 on top. And the bottom, -2 times 3, is -6 plus -4 times 3 is -12. So I'm going piece by piece here. Then the top of the fraction, 8 minus 20, is -12. The bottom's -6 plus -12. And then -12 divided by -6, that's 2. Negative divided by negative is positive. Plus -12. 2 plus -12 is -10. And that's my final answer there. Okay. Thanks for watching. Rewind, watch anything over again if you need to, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.